Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, and we're coming to you from our studios at the Capital Region Airport Authority. And we're going to stay in town. As a matter of fact, we're going to run back to a venue we've been visiting, and that is the Martin Commercial Properties Company here in Lansing, Michigan. And we have Carson Patten, who is the Vice President of Retail Advisor, and Samantha Lee, who is the Senior Associate Retail Advisor. So I'm suspecting we're going to get a lot of advice, right? That's what you guys
Of
do.
course, about retail.
There you go. All right, so let's talk about retail. They had a modest rebound, and it was kind of interesting because there were a lot of closures of national chains. What's the explanation for that?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. No, retail is, especially in our submarket, it's a very consumer driven industry. And so we see this cycle all the time of businesses closing and new businesses opening. And that's very typical of retail as the businesses and the industry are adapting to the consumer.
Yeah, with some of
Okay,
the
so
larger format locations that have closed, like Rite Aids, for example, as they vacated, in some circumstances, there was a line of new retailers ready and willing to backfill those spaces. So it's been great.
hey, no, it's great. As a matter of fact, could you talk a little bit more about how backfilling large format, I guess spaces like Barnes and Noble would be a good example, or Dollar Tree?
Yeah, so Barnes and Nobles and Dollar Tree are a couple of examples of retailers that are actually taking spaces that are vacating. So we did see bankruptcies of junior boxes and mid-sized boxes, especially in our market here. Like for example, Party City filing for bankruptcy and closing. Joanne Fabrics, that's another example. Big Lots closing some of their locations, coming back in some locations. And oftentimes they are closing in areas that are very desirable, that don't have, like Carson said, has not had a lot of availability in a long time. So it's an opportunity for other retailers who are looking to get into those areas to come in.
Exactly.
All right, so I've seen some really reuses or repurposing of a lot of spaces too, as a matter of fact. So what types of tenants are driving this new demand, and are we still seeing growth in experiential, so to speak, dining, fitness categories?
Absolutely. I think restaurant users are as active as ever. One development that we're pretty excited to see that's starting to take shape is the Rite Aid and Frandor is getting split, and will welcome Shake Shack, Smoothie King, Wingstop, and others to fill that space. But those are just small examples of restaurants that are looking within the market, and I think we'll see more in the next couple of months.
Yeah, and we're still seeing, those quick service restaurants, like Carson said, but we are seeing new openings of sit down restaurants, especially post COVID, where it hadn't been before. We're still seeing a lot of entertainment uses as well. Like you said, that experiential retail, where people are not just looking to purchase something or just taking something material, but to have an experience with, now that post COVID, and it's been post COVID for quite some time now, which is
Well, we're
funny to
still
think about.
adjusting though. Yeah, we're
Right,
still adjusting.
right.
It's kind of interesting because when you were talking about the experiential piece, I'm thinking it sometimes is as simple as someone wanting to get in a room and beat up their old computer. We've seen that at a couple of malls where they have been spaces open filled in with experiential attractions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zap Zone has been very successful. I think Dave and Buster's up in Eastwood has been very well received. Right down the road from us at the Red Cedar development, there's a new duck pin bowling concept that'll be opening here in the first month of August. So I think they continue to thrive and grow.
So, how are older and kind of unperforming centers being repositioned and redeveloped to meet current market needs? Because there is some things you have to do to those properties.
Yeah, of course. Having flexibility and landlords and owners investing money into the center itself. So whether that be new parking lot work, new facades, pylon signs for better visibility of the road, to keep those properties maintained as well as updated to match some of the new development that we're seeing.
Where some landlords can struggle with older centers is the width and depth that maybe some of those spaces have. Retailers are very dimension specific. So with some bigger boxes, those have been harder to fill just due to a new group not being able to take that footprint. So adapting off of that, whether you're raising the space or splitting it, those are creative ways some owners can overcome that objection. But retail's always changing, and you have to find a way to adapt to succeed and fill your centers.
Well, and again, as you said earlier, it's very shopper oriented, and there's a lot of things that change in that from day to day. Listen, we thank you so much. As usual, I've got 50 more questions and we've got no time. So I appreciate you being with us and you know, bringing us up to date on what that commercial space and is like. Carson Patten, Vice President of Retail Advisor, and Samantha Lee, Senior Associate Retail Advisor with Martin Commercial Properties. Thanks for clarifying a lot of stuff. Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Chris.
You've been watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back with more.